Hi, this is Rika. Welcome to this class. The theme of the class is satya, which means truthfulness. So, what is truthfulness? Truthfulness is about speaking up and staying real to who you are. So, we will use this class to really focus on our neck and our throat to activate the throat chakra. So before we do that, I invite you to come up into standing. Just come a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, exhale, forward fold. Bring your arms behind you. Inhale up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale up. And exhale, fold forward. Two more. Inhale up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale up through the nose and exhale, fold forward through the mouth. Inhale up, release your arms and then come into a seated position. If you want, you can do the throat chakra meditation on my YouTube. Otherwise, we get right into the flow today. Come into a comfortable seated position. Roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath through your nose. Really try to lift up from the top of your head, from your crown, all the way up. And then, with your next inhale, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Roll through the front, all the way to the left. And all the way through the back to the right. If that's comfortable, otherwise go through center. Again, through the front to the left. And go to the back or through center to the right. Do a few more like this on your own pace. You can go faster or slower. Whatever feels comfortable for your neck right in this moment. And then wherever you are, change directions or go through the right, through the back, to the left, and through the front again to the right. Again, do in your own pace a few more times. Just notice into any sensation happening in your throat. Try to really feel into the sensation. Maybe your throat is telling you to clear up, so you can just do any sound that feels comfortable right now. And then find your way back into center. And then get a little smaller with these circles until your circles are so small that you can barely see it from the outside. And try to find the right spot on your neck where your head should be sitting on. And when you've found it, then just find stillness there. Take a deep breath through your nose. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to look up if it's comfortable for your neck. And then exhale towards the right. Place your left hand onto your right knee. Your right hand comes towards the back. Take a few breaths here, just breathing in and out through your nose. With every inhale, elongating your spine, and with every exhale, maybe twisting a little bit more. You can look to the side or towards the back. Again, listening to your neck, to your throat. Inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up towards the sky, and exhale towards the left. Your right hand comes onto your left knee, your left hand comes behind you. You look to the side or towards the back, and with every inhale, you lengthen your spine. With every exhale, you twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up, and exhale, release your hands towards the side of your body and come into your first tabletop position. However you get there, your hands are widely spread or fingers spread, hands underneath your shoulders, your knees are hip distant apart. Have a strong core here, your shoulders are protracted, so you're rounding kind of your upper back. Take one breath here, find your alignment, and bring some weight into your left hand, and with your next inhale, reach your right arm up, and exhale, thread through your left hand, place your cheek onto the mat, hover, and then inhale, reach up again. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, come up one last time. And then exhale, thread the needle. Stay here, place your arm all the way onto the mat, onto the floor. Your cheek is on the mat next to your hand. You can reach your left hand towards the front, come onto your fingertips, or reach your left arm up and bind it behind your back, placing your left hand onto your right thigh. Take a few breaths here, enjoy the twist of your upper body, the opening of your chest. And wherever you are, with your inhale, reach your left arm up, place it next to your head, and then open up your right arm towards the sky, open your chest towards the right, and come all the way back into tabletop position. Take one breath here, check your alignment. Are your hands underneath your shoulders? Are your knees underneath your hips? Bring some weight into your right hand, and then inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky, opening up towards the left, and exhale. Thread your left arm through your right hand, hover here, inhale, come up, and exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, come up, and exhale, thread the needle. Stay here, place your arm all the way onto the mat, onto the floor. Your cheek or your head is next to your right hand. You can either stay here or reach your right arm towards the front, come onto your fingertips. Or you inhale your right arm up and bind it behind your back, placing your hand onto your left thigh. Wherever you are, take some deep belly breaths. Enjoying the twist on this side. Inhale, reach your right arm up, place it next to your head, and then lift your left arm all the way up towards the sky and place it back into tabletop position. Adjust your hands, adjust your knees. Walk your hands slightly towards the front, one hand or about one hand. Tuck your toes under and then lift yourself up into your first downward facing dog. Maybe you want to walk your dog a little bit, twist from side to side, whatever feels good this morning. Maybe you can again shake your head, nod your head, releasing your neck here. And then slowly find stillness wherever you are. In your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, really lifting up through your pelvis, engaging your core. Your shoulders are away from your ears. And with your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Your heel is towards the sky, your toes are pointing towards the mat. One breath here. And then bend your knee and draw circles with your open hip. Maybe change direction. And then reach your leg back up into three-legged dog. Inhale here. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up. And exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. And one more round. Inhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. And exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. Rotate your back foot outwards so that your shin is parallel to the short side of the mat. Bring your right hand underneath your shoulder. Lift your left arm up so that your arms are straight and you're in a supported side plank here. Take a few breaths here, breathing into your belly. Maybe you want to place a block underneath your hand, that's totally fine, but try to really spread your fingers and press through the middle of your palm. Inhale, come into upright position, your arms stay straight, and then exhale, place your left hand onto your left knee, and your right arm comes above your head into a side bend here. Inhale, come back into center, arms straight to the side. Bring your right hand underneath your shoulder. Your left arm is again straight towards the sky. Now, lift your left leg up so that it's parallel to the mat. And then bend your knee on your left leg. And maybe you can reach your toes or your foot on this side. And then press into your hand if you can reach it. If not, keep reaching for it. opening up your chest, maybe opening up your throat and looking towards the front. And exhale, slowly release all the way back down. Your left hand comes up straight again, and then lift your right leg into a full side plank here. One more breath here. And then exhale, come into center, place your hands into high plank, place your feet into high plank. You can do a vinyasa or come directly into downward facing dog. If you do the vinyasa, then exhale, shift your weight forward, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. Balancing out both sides. That's what we are going to do now, so it's not balanced out yet. But we can try to balance a little bit after only doing one side in downward facing dog. And with your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Your heel is towards the sky, your toes are pointing towards the mat. Bend your knee and then draw some circles with your knee, opening up your hip. Change direction. And then inhale, come back up into three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. And exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose, one more round. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee towards nose, and then rotate your foot outward so that your shin is parallel to the short side of your mat. Your left hand comes underneath your shoulder. Your right arm reaches up towards the sky. So you're in a supported side plank here. Really press through the middle of your palm. And then inhale, come into an upright position. Your arms are straight to the sides. Exhale, bring your right hand onto your knee and your left hand comes above your head. You can either look towards your elbow mold or you look to the front. Or maybe you even want to look to the back of your mat, opening up your throat. Inhale, come back into straight arms and place your left hand onto the mat underneath your shoulder. Your right arm comes up. Lift your right leg off the mat so that it's parallel to the mat. Bend your knee and reach for your foot. Maybe you can reach it and grab it and then press into your hand, opening up your chest, maybe even opening up your throat. Keep your core engaged. And keep your legs strong, your arms strong. And then exhale. Release, place your right foot back onto the mat, and then lift your left leg up into a full side plank. One breath here. And then exhale, rotate into high plank. Adjust your hands, adjust your feet. Come directly into down dog, or choose to take the vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Three more breaths here. And with your next exhale, come into child's pose or bend your knees onto the mat. Maybe your arms are towards the front. Or maybe you want to place your hands around your body. Maybe even touching behind you. And roll your forehead from side to side, massaging your third eye a little bit. And find stillness. Take one more breath here. And with your next inhale, bring your arms towards the front of your mat. Come into a tabletop position. Adjust your hands. Walk them a little bit towards the front. And then lower your chest towards the mat so that your shoulders are at the height of your wrists. Maybe you place your chest onto the mat, place your chin onto the mat, and then look towards the front, really opening up your throat here. Again, feel into any sensation happening in your throat. Just notice. And really notice what it feels like. Does it feel like you need to cough? Does it feel like you need to clear your throat? Whatever it is, just notice. And maybe you want to act on it. And with your next inhale, come back into child's pose. Take a breath here. And with your next inhale, come back into tabletop and lift your pelvis up into downward facing dog. With your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Open up your hip, bending your knee. And then exhale, guide your right foot on the outside of your mat on the left side. Almost touch the mat with your hips, and then lift up your hips towards the sky, opening up your arm into wild thing or flipped dog. If you want, you can hold your neck or you can release it all the way down. Inhale, come back into three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose, either supported side plank or directly into side plank. Wherever you are, come all the way into side plank and then lift your left leg up. And then lift your left leg up into star pose or fallen star pose. Inhale here and exhale, release into high plank. Come directly into downward facing dog or shift forward, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog and exhale, downward facing dog. With your next inhale, lift your left leg up, bend your knee, open your hip, and then guide your left foot towards the outside of the right side of your mat. Lift your hips up and open your chest towards the sky into wild thing or flip dog. Release your neck or hold. Inhale, come back into three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose, either supported side plank or directly into your full side plank. Reach your right arm up, and wherever you are, come all the way into side plank, and then lift your right leg up into fallen star pose. Take one breath here. And with your next exhale, release your arm, release your leg into high plank, Halasana. Come directly to downward facing dog or shift your weight forward, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. And with your next exhale, lower yourself down all the way into child's pose. Sit back onto your heels. Your arms can stay in front or place them to the side of your body. Again, massaging your forehead on the mat, really grounding down with your third eye. And then find stillness. Take one more breath here. From child's pose, walk your hands back towards your knees and then come into an upright seated position on your heels. Guide your arms onto your feet and then try to lift up your chest towards the sky while you're seated here. You can also take your hands onto your lower back if it's otherwise too challenging for you. But if you do that, try to keep your elbows together or parallel. If you're on your feet, then this happens automatically. Try to open up your chest, your shoulder blades go together. You can look towards the front if that's comfortable for your neck, or you can look up and place your head into the cup of your shoulders. And then inhale, lift your chest and everything else. Take a few breaths here, just balancing out your spine, maybe wiggling from side to side a little bit. With your next inhale, lift your hips up, tuck your toes under, bring your knees hip distance apart, and then bring your hands onto your heels. Keep your hips above your knees, so they are stacked. Lifting your chest up, creating that cup with your shoulders again, maybe looking to the front, or if it's comfortable for your neck and throat, place your head into the cup. Maybe you can come down, untucking your toes. And then inhale. Slowly come back up. Take your hands to heart center. Untuck your toes. Sit back onto your heels. And take a few breaths here. Again, balancing out your spine. And with your next inhale, release your hands. Walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Come into high plank. And then chaturanga all the way to the mat underneath you as slowly as possible. So hold, 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 hold. And let it go. Untuck your toes and take your hands a little bit wider than mat distance. And with your next inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale, bring your right shoulder towards the mat. Inhale up. And exhale, left shoulder towards the mat. Inhale up. Right shoulder towards the mat. Inhale up. And exhale, the left shoulder towards the mat. Inhale up. And release into center. Your arms are straight to the sides. Your right cheek comes onto the mat, and then bend your left knee. Bring your left foot on the outside of the mat on the right side, so twisting open towards the left. You can keep your arms here, or you reach your left arm towards the back. Really opening up your chest here one more time. And then inhale, come back into center. Straighten your left leg back, and then your left cheek comes onto the mat, your right leg bends, and you twist open towards the right. Maybe you want to open up both arms, so reaching your right arm towards the back, opening your chest. And take a few deep breaths here into this twist. And inhale, come back to center, release both legs, and come all the way into your child's pose. Take one breath here, and then inhale your way on to supine pose, into supine pose, onto your back. Maybe you want to roll down with your arms towards the front, and then slowly, slowly find your way onto the mat. Maybe take your knees towards your chest, massaging your lower back by rocking from side to side a little bit, or drawing some circles with your knees. And then find stillness. Want to do one more little thing for your throat. So place your hands right next to your body, your palms facing the mat, your legs straight up to the sky, and then lift your pelvic floor up. So your hips up, your feet come towards the back of your mat, maybe touching the mat, maybe touching the floor, and then try to really keep a little space between your chest and your chin. If this is too challenging, you can of course take your hands onto your lower back and support your back here, your neck here a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. And then with your next exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way back onto the mat underneath you. Keep your knees hugged into your chest. Take one more little squeeze here, squeezing everything together. And with your next exhale, lower all your body parts onto the mat underneath you. Your palms facing up, your knees falling outward, your feet falling outward. Release your head into the mat underneath you. Release your neck and your shoulders. Let your shoulder blades melt into the mat underneath you. Feel your back. Release any tension. Your hips, your thighs, your calves, both legs and both feet. Your right arm and your left arm, both arms. You feel all the points that are in contact with the earth underneath you. You feel your body getting heavier and heavier with every exhalation, melting more and more into the mat underneath you. Human beings have the urge to belong to groups, but they also have the urge to grow and expand in their lifetime. And these two things sometimes hold themselves up. For example, you belong to a group, whether it's religious, spiritual, political, whatever group it is. You belong there and you feel the belonging because you accept their values, their beliefs. But at some point, you notice you want to grow, you want to expand, and those values don't match with you anymore. Now the question is, what do you do? Do you still try to belong to this group, have the feeling of being in a group that has your values, has your beliefs? Or do you step out of this group and expand and grow and go further in life? You always have to think of what your true inner self wants in this lifetime, what your soul is supposed to do on this earth. What's the purpose of your life? I invite you to think about two questions today that might get you a little bit closer to the purpose of life. The first question is, what are moments in your daily life where you're being nice to someone? And what are moments where you're trying to be real? Think about these moments and these two verbs, nice and real, and maybe try to think of the situation when it happens that you're trying to be nice, and when does it happen that you're trying to be real? What or how does it make you feel in your body? How does it make the people around you feel? Maybe you can notice that as well. And slowly start to come back to your breath. I invite you to stay longer in your Savasana today if you want and if you feel like it. Otherwise, I will guide you out of it. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to rotate your hands and your feet. And maybe inhale your arms above your head and stretch them from side to side. Take one more deep breath here, really reaching up towards the back of your mat. And then roll onto one side. Maybe choose the other side today. Take a breath here to find into your surroundings. Just notice how your body is laying there on your mat in this room. Maybe you don't even need to open your eyes for that. Just see yourself from above. And with your next inhale, lift yourself up into a seated position. Maybe roll your shoulders back one time and then take your hands into prayer pose. Take your thumbs onto your third eye and repeat after me. May I see truth within me and in the world. Take your thumbs to your mouth and repeat after me. May I speak true words. Take your hands back to your heart, not your head. Namaste.